Assalamualaikum. My name is Fatin Fadila binti Tudiman. I will introduce about our assignment. Our assignment is focused more about suspension in vehicle electric. As we know, electric vehicles are becoming popular because they can reduce noise and pollution. The term electric cars refers to automobiles that are powered by electricity. Electric vehicle will produce fewer emissions than a comparable gasoline-powered car. So, in this project, we had choose 3 cars from the different manufacturer. The car that we had choose are Nissan Leaf, Honda Ioniq Electric, and Kia Niro electric vehicle. We will discuss more about the suspensions for all the car that has been chosen. As we know, suspension is one of the crucial part in drivetrain. It is important part in gives good stability and handling. The type of front and rear suspension as well as the tire size, it will then be compared, and in the last part, we will analyze in order to prove the best suspension for the vehicle electric.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Ahmad bin Muhammad. Today I will be doing the teaching review. So the first journal is Kinematic and Dynamic Analysis for a new Mcpherson Strut suspension system. So beside that is the author of this journal. So for the methodology, the methodology using the CATIA software to plot the 2D geometrical model of the Mcpherson suspension and to determine the DOF of the multi-body system. After that, it will be simulate the kinematic by using the Adams or Casim software with the parameter given. So the finding is the simulation of the kinematic analysis is used to find the chamber angle, the track change, and the caster angle. So the difference between the simulation and the model is less than 5%, so that this model is good to use. So the second journal is Design and Development, a simulation proof of multi-link front suspension for an all-terrain vehicle. So for the methodology, firstly, the base model of the suspension was produced using the hard point or the coordinate before do the plot the diagram in the CATIA 3D modeling. After finish the modeling, use the Adam or CAS software to define and parameterize the model according to the given assumption. And the simulation will be done by using the Adam software. So for the result and the finding, we know that because of the upper wishbone, wheeling and steering arm are provided in a parallel manner, it will help to hold their identical path when it hit the bump to avoid unsteady to setting or bumper steer. The multi-link will have the best radius to maintain for the car to be not in the.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Isfatul Aikal and I am from 4 Bmma section 2/1. Today I'll be doing a literature review on the journal named Development of Couple Torsion Beam Axle Dynamic Model Based on Beam Element. So this is the author for this journal. So basically they want to investigate a multi-body dynamic model for predicting changes in dynamic response using a CTBA model. So first they need to use a beam element to model the torsion beam, and then the torsion beam we will combine to create a couple torsion beam axle model, and then they will proceed the simulation for rule simulation and VTL simulation. So for the result, it will be a comparison on beam element based CTBA with the flexible body CTBA. So for the roll simulation, it shows the two models roll stiffness value and photopic value on the trailing arm action force. And then for the VTL simulation, it's only show the time histogram, the rain flow metric histogram, which compared to the cycle counting result, and then the root mean square between the two models. So from the two test modes, there are error between output value per 3% and 10% respectively. So to conclude that from this journal, the simulation result confirm the accuracy that proposed beam element based CTBA model, which is compared to the flexible CTBA model. Thank you.
Greetings, my name is Coleman Eli Davis, B09181039. For my part, I will be talking about suspension comparison, which for assignment we choose 3 vehicles, especially the first car is Nissan Leaf, Hyundai Ioniq Electric, and the third car is Kia Niro EV. So without further ado, so I'm gonna explain it as fast as possible. Okay, this 3 vehicle is using 3 types of suspension system, front and rear, but most of these 3 vehicles they're using the same front suspension, which is Mcpherson Strut. But for rear suspension they are vary. For the first 2 vehicles, Nissan Leaf and Hyundai Ioniq, they're using torsion beam as their rear suspension. Meanwhile, for Kia Niro EV, they're using multi-link suspension. So I'm gonna tell a bit about this Mcpherson Strut. First, it uses the top of a telescopic damper as a upper steering pivots. Sorry. And it uses a wishbone or substantial compression link, so that's a secondary link. The lower arm system provides both lateral and longitudinal. The line from the top mount of the strut to the ball joint control give a steering axis inclination. Meanwhile, for torsion beam, it's a most economical layout for non-dribble rear axle. It also serves as an anti-roll bar sometimes it have good directional stability considering at a compact design. Meanwhile, for multi-link suspension, it's a one or more arm kind of suspension, independent suspension that having 3 controlling or more multi-link suspension. These arms do not have to be equal or maybe angled by their own obvious direction. So it allowed auto designer the ability of both good ride and good handling in the same vehicle. And also that we know the simplest form of multi-link suspension is orthogonal. So that's all for my part. Thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad. I present our discussion. Okay, first, for future the suspension for Mcpherson with first chamber angle, caster angle, upgrade coil spring, and upgrade bushing. Okay, for chamber we have 2 chamber by roll and chamber by bump. Okay, we have such this angle play important role in handling of car. Okay, for caster angle, the caster angle as you offset the keeping axis to wheel center separation inside view. Given the caster tray with the conjunction with the tire pneumatic tray is very important to giving the steering a suitable feel and also have significant effect of direction of stability because steering is complaints. Okay, for upgrade coil spring, we upgrade the length and to absorb the strong impact and to absorb the bump. In addition, we have a spring hardness. We have a value for harder to impregnate using material that are not easily placed or damaged. Okay, for upgrade the bushing, we have 2 type of bushing. We have a rubber and polyurethane bushing. Okay, rubber usually we have a smoother ride and with a road feel when if drive. Okay, for the future we have a polyurethane bushing. We have a long time maintenance, which is a 5 year to maintain the component, and we also have a fail in the road. Okay, that's for me. Thank you.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. I am Abdul Hayy. Okay, now I will explain on the task given to me, which is on the analysis part. Okay, for front suspension, we use Mcpherson Strut. Okay, this is the front view of the Mcpherson Strut in the hypermesh, and the parameter that we use is base parameter, and then shorten 30 mm and extend 30 mm from the base. Okay, and we apply this parameter on all of the axis, which is x axis, y axis, and also z axis. Okay, below are the graph for this analysis where we have done the analysis for toe angle analysis. Okay, as we can see on the x-axis, the graph is quite good. So the angle is still in the range of the two angle, and while for y-axis and z-axis, we can see the graph is will the graph is far from the base, especially on the z-axis. So it is important to readjust the parameter, and the parameter need to be lower than 30 because we can say if the parameter higher than 30 it will become more far from the base. Okay, now we move to the rear suspension, which is the multi-link. Okay, this is the view, the front view of the multi-link suspension. Okay, same from the front suspension, we use the same parameter on the same axis, which is x axis, y axis, and z axis, and also the same analysis, which is the two angle analysis. Okay, as we can see, below are the graph of this analysis, and we can see on the x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis, the graph is quite good because the parameter we use was in the range of the hard point that we adjust. So it is suitable for the parameter to be used to develop a new suspension for the multi-link, and to give implementation on the suspension. Okay, that's all. Thank you.